Bases on land are so 2024. All the cool kids are building their bases in the ocean now, allegedly. So today, I'm going to build a base in the ocean, but not just any base in the ocean. We are going to combine underwater living with some land-based features too. Let's crack on. Now, this isn't a block-by-block tutorial. I'm hoping it'll give you inspiration for your own ocean base. So let me know what you've done in the comments below and maybe drop a picture into the Discord. The link is in the description. I'd love to see what you've done. Now, the thing about ocean bases is you need quite a lot of room and ideally quite a lot of depth. Something like this perhaps. And when we've got a lot of water along a cliff edge, it's begging out for a combo base. So that's what we're going to do right here. Now this area is pretty good, I've got to be honest, but I'm going to need to just flatten it out a touch, not too much because I want it to stay natural and try and make myself a little bit of space. So I'm just going to hack out a few blocks and maybe smooth out the cliff face as well, so I've got something flat to work with. That's a little bit better, but we're probably going to need to do some more terraforming as we go. I'm going to put some circles down on the ground now, which will mark out where I want the main parts of the base. And I reckon that'll do perfectly. Our blue area, which will be our main base, is 23 blocks in diameter. The yellow is 21 blocks in diameter. We've got a green area here that is 17 blocks in diameter, an orange circle that's 15 blocks in diameter, a red circle here that's 13, and a little purple one on the side that is 11. These blue areas are going to act as connectors between the different parts of our base. And these bits will be made out of glass so we can see out into the ocean. I'm going to be using weathered copper blocks for the trim on my build. Everybody tends to use prismarine for their ocean builds, and I completely get that, it makes sense, but I wanted to keep a similar palette but go down a different block. I'm using waxed weathered copper so as it stays this gorgeous kind of green but flecked brown colour. So I'm going to replace the blue here with this weathered copper, but I'm not going to do the internal one, so I'm going to get rid of that and just do those two, not that one, and those two there, and not that one. And I'm going to carry on all the way around for this. I've left that blue wall there for now because that's going to be a doorway. And I'm going to build the rest in glass, although I may chip out some of this glass and replace it for other things in some of the spheres, because I do want it to be just a little bit more interesting than glass with a rim of copper blocks at the bottom. If you're not so good at doing spheres, I'm going to put a link in the description to help you out. It's called Plots. It's really, really useful and I use it all the time. And once you get used to using it, it's actually fairly easy and quick to be able to make your sphere because it seems quite logical once you get going. And before you know it, you'll have a sphere of glass that will make any goldfish proud. Look at that. That is absolutely spot on. Perfect. And I'm going to replace the blue wall with some cut copper. So I've got all the copper blocks in now. What I need to do is create these domes on all of these circles and also the corridors that I'm going to have on top of those straight lines. And I think that calls for a time lapse. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and let's make some domes. to be able to swim from any one dome to any other dome, which is absolutely brilliant. This is a really nice looking base so far, but there is one problem, and it's something to do with what I just said. Swim to any one of our base domes. I don't want to swim, I want to be able to walk, so we've got to get rid of the water. And for this, you've got a couple of choices. You can fill in your entire dome with blocks, and if you do that, when you remove the blocks, the water will be gone because the blocks will have negated the water. It takes a while, but if you can't get yourself the next way, then this is the best way to do it. You can see it, I've done an entire layer, taken them away, and I've got my head in air. The other way is to get yourself a load of these puppies, sponges. They suck the water right out the place. If you can get a few of these, it will really speed up the process. That's one of my spheres done. I'm just going to wander into the others and get those done as well. One word of caution. If you're doing one of the larger spheres, it's a good idea to section it up with these sponges, because if you section it up, you don't get the water creating itself again. The thing about water, if there are two water blocks kind of next to each other with a gap, they create another water block in the middle. And that is your enemy when you're trying to get rid of water blocks. And this is what I mean by section up. Get them 3 blocks apart, and that way when you place in your sponges, you're not going to have any of that uncomfortable regeneration of the water. And once you've removed all of the sponges, you are going to have a completely dry base. Unfortunately, you might need to light it up. I don't know where that bat's come from, but you can go anywhere in your base now without having to hold your breath. It's time to sort out the floor, and obviously you can choose to do this in any way you like, but for an ocean base it just feels like it needs a really clean look. So I'm going for smooth quartz, and that's also going to give me some slab and stair options to use as I change levels in there as well. So I think it makes a lot of sense for me to do that, and I'm going to be using some sea lanterns just to give me some light inside as well. It's really starting to come together now. It looks like an undersea base. But before we do the interior, I need to cave out this little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to go back maybe 9 blocks. It depends what I find behind it, to be honest with you. And then this becomes an extension of this part. This is going to be the main section of the living area. Everything else, I've got to be honest, I'm not entirely certain yet. I reckon that looks really grand. Stripped dark oak wood works perfectly against the green and the white. So now I've got a few things to do. Decorate the inside, plus also decorate the outside, and work out how we're going to get into it by making this a combo base inside and outside up on the land. Do you hear that noise? That's me scratching my head. But we're going to start by making ourselves a jetty just on the water level above our primary sphere. It's not much to look at yet, but if I dig in just a little bit and make it a nice entrance, perhaps it will complement the other part of the base. So I'm coming into the base entrance, and it's still not an awful lot to look at, but at least it's a little bit grander than it was. And inside, we've got a little bit of room to play with now. Now I'm going to make this into a base in itself, but also we've got to have the entrance to the downstairs base in here. Otherwise, we're never going to be able to get in. And if you understood that, you're a better man than I am. Well, I've done that bit. Do you want to see? Well, you're going to anyway. This is the upper base. It's just a tiny little base, and you've got a tiny little bit of storage, somewhere to sleep. You have got an ender chest and crafting and a little bit of smelting, maybe stone cutting. But all in all, it's a very small base. But those observant among you would have noticed the door. And if you go down through the door and close the door and come down the stairs, you will end up on a platform at the top of the back of your base. And yeah, I know I've still got to get us down there, but at least it's a start, right? I've turned this area into some significant storage. These are 4 high, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 along. So that's 36, that's 72 double chests. Well, not quite, because that one's a single, because the stairs there. But you know, it's close enough to 72 double chests. That should be enough, at least for now. And I've also made some little homes for people that are going to be coming along in just a minute. There'll be some other areas like that as well. I've made an upstairs area that's got a number of librarians, including Mending and Silk Touch, along with their friends downstairs with all of those other workstations. And you could obviously make this however you wanted. If you just wanted librarians, brilliant. If you wanted to have every workstation, brilliant. It's entirely up to you. Now I need to sort out the rest of the place, because frankly, we've not got an awful lot in here. We need to get some farms, we need to get some utilities, we need to get, well, pretty much everything that you'd have in a base, really. Let's crack on. And we are done. Let's take a look. The base looks like it wouldn't be out of place on the moon or another planet, but it's got lots of farm stuff, lots of living stuff, and just some nice decorations inside. Everything you need to be able to survive in Minecraft. starting with our trading hall and our storage facility, which soon turns into our magic area. We've got enchanting, we've got potion making, and we have even got a cleric, along with our first exit to the outside. In our central area, I've turned it into an arboretum. I thought it'd be really nice just to have a big old tree right in the middle, but I have created a melon and pumpkin farm just in case you want any of those. And you have a wheat farm just off of it, which also acts as a cactus farm. A sugarcane and bamboo farm with a workstation, and a carrot and potato farm so you can trade with that farmer. I would really love to hear what you did with your base. Did you make it this big? Did you put more modules on it? What did you have in your modules? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. And if you've not done it already, hit that sub button. It really helps out the channel. And I will look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.